very good to be here in this wonderful country. It's my first time. So this is how work looks like, right? People do their job. We have different workplaces, and whenever a job gets open, HR comes into play, and we find a new employee, right? This is how work looks like. So we try to train people. We try to train managers, and so overall, the idea is to have the right people at the right place at the right time. Right? This is how we learned what HR is supposed to be. Right? So, unfortunately, world does not look like this anymore. So it's no more that we have jobs like this: clear outcome, clear ways to get there. It's more like this. Yeah? We have big jobs, projects actually, where outcomes are not clear, and the process to get there is even not clear. And not even the managers know how to get there. Not even them, they know the answer. So, and there is something in between. And already here we see that a lot of things in HR that used to work in the left down side don't work up there. We really have to get used to a quote that was shared by this great philosopher and thinker, Mike Tyson, who once said, "Everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth." So that's why here's what agile comes into play, right? We hope for the early punch, fail fast, fail cheap. We have to get used to the early punch. So things got uncertain. We learned this over the course of today. So what does that mean? Now, here are a lot of problems which we are supposed to solve from HR perspective, whether it's filling bottleneck function, making sure that the people constantly learn, compensate the people fairly. So these are the problems, let's say. So now the question is, how will we solve the problem in times of digitization? And what I want you to do is really to think of this playing field here. And I really ask each HR director, put a dot somewhere in this triangle. How do you play HR? Is it like this, meaning you don't have HR? You just hire the people, you compensate the people, full stop, nothing else. So no employer brand, no talent relationship management, no talent management. I mean, the good always find their way. The cream always come to the top. People learn with or without HR. So, no HR. Or now you move from left to right, have processes, tools, systems, programs, KPIs or so. And many companies in the last few decades walk to this corner. Central planning and control. So what does that mean? To put it real quick, here's a hierarchy. And the first thing we do is we define a competency model. Team ability, problem solving, and all these nice things. We add some behaviorally rated anchored scale to know what means level 1, 2, 3, 4. We have a job architecture, a catalog of all the jobs which you have in the organization, right? So we combine these and have so-called job profiles, right? And these job profiles are then documented in job descriptions. You know? I mean, that's how it goes. And now we combine the different job profiles with the different positions in the organization. So that for every position we know what is the job, what are the required competencies, which level, and so on. Right? Now we have to hire people. So you post a job ad, and now here they are. And here we have the employees with their profiles, which hopefully fit. Right? So on top we have a strategy. And to make the strategy alive, we think in the future and make something like strategic workforce planning. How many people do we need, when, with which competencies, and so on. So first we have a balanced scorecard where we translate the strategy into different objectives, financial-wise, processes-wise, customer-wise, people-wise. And we do this on each and every level. Top-down, of course, that requires communication, objective setting, performance review, so performance appraisal, of course. So one outcome of performance appraisal, of course, are individual development plans. but also something like performance review, ABC. If we add the performance review some potential review, we can identify our high potentials. Right? We put these through 360-degree feedback to really understand their strengths and weaknesses so that we can better put them on predefined career path, management career, project career, expert career. So in the long run, we have something like succession planning. Right? For this, we need a system. Let's say SuccessFactors maybe. HRIS, which is good because then we also can do some analytics. So this is a very simplified, not complete picture of modern HR, told you in 30 seconds. Most companies have this, which is okay. It's okay if the world is static. So here, that means central planning and control, we do something with the resource. We, HR, we do something with them. Now let's move in the other corner, which is not central planning and control. It means people-centric enablement. So here is a checklist. These are things people need, questions of real employees. Yeah? Where do I find my next career step? How do I get feedback? How can I give feedback? How can I share my knowledge? How can I share my ideas? Who could take over my shift? So over the course of the entire life cycle, there are a lot of different questions, not complete. How many of those questions do you serve with your HR? I mean, you get these slides, take this as a kind of checklist. So this means people-centric enablement, saying the people are responsible for learning. The people are responsible for the development, not HR. So that's the other game. I mean, that's the down corner here. Now, let's have some comparison. Central control, enablement. This is control. Managers are supposed to give regular and structured feedback to their subordinates, right? In a performance appraisal. Now let's say there is a man who gives flowers to his wife every weekend because he loves her. Really? And she's happy about it. Now the government in Vilnius makes a law out of it, because they are worried about the growing number of divorces. Men have to give flowers to their wives, otherwise, bop, bop, bop. Recommendation to the man, stop giving flowers. Do something else. If you force people to give feedback, you kill it. If you force managers to do something appreciative, you kill it. So, a good question whenever it comes to feedback is, what do you do for whom, why? You, the team, you employee, who is your customer? And then asking the question, okay, do you ask the customer what he or she thinks of your work? So maybe this is another idea, saying employees are supposed to continuously ask for customer feedback. Ask for feedback. Do not complain about, oh, I don't get feedback. Ask for it. Ask whom? The manager? Nope. The customer. That's the difference. The best way to get feedback is to ask for it. So our job might be to enable them, right? So how's about learning? Classic learning. We do this. We say all learning activities need to be managed and delivered both by managers and HR, right? We offer courses and hope for transfer. Okay, fine. Learning in a modern, maybe let's say agile environment, I don't know, works differently. We start in the bottom left-hand corner. Everything starts with ignorance. We don't have knowledge and we are not aware of it. I mean, that's fine. Very comfortable, right? We know not a lot of things. Most things in life we don't know and we don't care about it. It's just okay. But to learn needs something like irritation. Make people aware that they don't have the knowledge they know. Where is the solution? We don't have it. Here is a question. We don't know the answer. Markets are changing. We don't know how to react on it. What to do? Irritation. And then to move from relevant uncertainty conscious lack of knowledge. To knowledge, we need reflection. Try something, make a prototype, show it, fail, early punch. That's a constant cycle of reflection, learning, failing, improving. Yeah? That's not seminars. That's not courses. That's something different, right? And once we have the knowledge, we internalize it. I mean, that's a psychological process. There's also something like externalization and socialization. But think of learning as something different. So maybe here is the alternative, saying employees and teams are responsible for their learning. We enable learners to learn, and now it comes. To learn means to work, and to work means to learn. There is no separation between learning and working anymore. Yeah? And then, we always hoped that people are like this. Job description, competency model, of course. This is how you're supposed to look like when you want to work here. Unfortunately, people are not like this. They are like this. What a pity. So, do you value individuality? Valuing individuality is another term for diversity, by the way. Valuing individuality. Do you like this individual shape? Or do you, your company, your managers, you in HR focus on this? Oh, here is a knowledge gap, we have to fix it. What is it? So, we could say, okay, employees must fit to predefined competency-based job profiles, the box. The more detailed these profiles are defined, the better it is. Would you agree? You all know this movie, Toy Story, right? The father behind Toy Story, Finding Nemo, was this guy, John Allen Lasseter, the left one. John Allen. He worked at Disney, a purely hierarchical company. Very static, by the way. So he was so crazy about computer animated movies. And he was so genius, so at the end they kicked him out. He did not fit into the box. Luckily, he met Steve Jobs, and then they made this wonderful success story with Pixar. This is just one example, but I think in many companies we have this tragedy every day. But what we need in times of digitization really are crazy people. Not all, but some. Really. So, maybe this is right. Employees must fit to generic requirements. Generic. You must love what we do, and you must be smart. I mean, I worked in recruiting. I was head of global recruiting for many years at SAP, and our job profile was: you must be smart, and you must love what we do. That's all. All these business things you're going to learn anyway, right? So, next thing, hiring. This is how a job ad looks like, right? Or like this, or like this. Can you read it in behind? No, you can't read it in the front either. So, question, what is the mistake here? You say too much text. No, that's the wrong answer. Maybe, yes. Sorry? Yes, absolutely. Yes. One thing is missing here. There is lacking any answer about why anybody should apply for this job. This is not how you sell something. This is a wish list. You can do this if there are hundreds of applicants coming to you and want to work with you. If you have no talent shortage, do this. It's fine. Once you have talent shortage, you have to do it differently. So here is the fundamental idea, as we have learned in HR. We, HR, hire people by selecting most suitable applicants based on clearly communicated requirements. This is a fundamental idea of recruitment, right? So, you probably know this story of Ernst Shackleton. Yeah, Ernst Shackleton, 100 years ago, 27 men traveled into the Arctic Ocean, got stuck with their boat, had to survive, I guess, around 2 years in the midst of World War I. This was the job ad. Man wanted. This is not allowed anymore. I don't know how is it in your country. Really. Man wanted. For a hazardous journey, small wages, bitter cold, long months of complete darkness, constant danger, safe return doubtful. Is that a job ad? Honor and recognition in case of success. You know how we name this term, honor and recognition in case of success? That's the employee value proposition. Yeah, that's it. That's the employee value proposition. Yeah, that's employer branding. So the next time when you have a briefing with a line manager and you assume the job will be hard to be filled, do the Shackleton exercise. Might look like this. Difference maker wanted. Constant time pressure, challenging colleagues, complex problems where solutions might not exist, unknown future, but now it comes. Okay, that's about employer branding and now selling this. Why is this a cool job? And please consider the world as a network. The red dot, this is you. The white one are your colleagues. And the light one on the left side, that's your future employee, the candidate. Of course, somebody in your organization already knows this guy. Of course. That's why we do employee referral programs, enabling the organization to do the hiring. In my own study, I realized that 7 referrals lead to 3 hirings. That's amazing. Employee referral programs. I think for some companies it's a must, really, engaging your workforce. We always say, penguins hire penguins. Software developers hire software developers. They talk their language. They know these guys. They know the places where they are. Maybe not you. So, maybe this is the alternative. For our critical target functions, the hard to be filled, employees actively approach, convince, and retain most talented candidates. Different story. So, sum it up. Think of it. What is your HR philosophy? And be clear about it. Really. Don't mix things up. Do you want to play this game? Well, this game, this game. If you implement an HR solution, think of it. Does the solution support you, HR, or the people? Right? So where are you? I see many companies started on the left side, move to the upper side, and now they make the shift down. So think about this. Many thanks for your time. Many thanks.